Hi, welcome. So this video is, sorry, spinning my wheel. This video is intended to take you through a process that will help you to release or dissolve trapped trauma around feeling injustice, feeling like you've been wronged, feeling like things have been done to you, or that stuff that's been done to you is really unfair. Now, this is something that's really common for people who have been raised by a narcissist or within narcissistic relationships. There's so much stuff that goes on in those spaces that we have had to swallow, I suppose, that it starts to really build a really very intense and debilitating sense of injustice within our body. Now, when we don't release this energy energetically, it remains sitting in our body. And when it remains sitting in our body, it is like a magnet, and it will actually attract more of the same type of energy to you. And that will be in the form of experiences or people or relationships that feel just like the last person who made you feel like this. So we definitely don't want that. So with this particular process, we're going to be doing a form of, I guess, technically speaking, it's a form of inner child work. We will be going back to one of the original wounds that you got where you first felt injustice energy. Because basically, if we can collapse one of the earlier events when you went through that trauma when you were little, you'll find that any injustice energy that you've had throughout the rest of your life tends to collapse as well. Now, because injustice is so it's actually really quite debilitating, and it's so intense. And in the situation of a narcissistic or a relationship or family upbringing, there's been repeated incidences. You may find you need to do this process several times, but ordinarily this type of process would dissolve trapped trauma and unravel the associated patterns and beliefs within one session. Okay, so this one may need a few. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to get you to think about a particular time, think about an event where you have been wronged, where you have been treated unfairly or unjustly. Somebody's done something to you and they've gotten away with it. It might have been the smear campaign, or the person's lied about you and got away with it. But a particular occasion, and when you're an adult, is perfectly fine. And I want you to just take a moment to think about that particular event. And I want you to notice whereabouts in your body do you feel that emotional charge. I'll just give you a minute to do that. Good. Okay, now I should have said if at any stage you need to pause this video to dive a wee bit deeper, just please go for your life, okay? And also, when we do this process, we're going to be connecting with your soul. So you're going to get wisdom and insights and guidance that you wouldn't normally be able to access, okay? So don't worry about thinking about, oh, I'm not going to be able to remember the event or exactly what happened. When you go into this process, you will remember, because you'll be working in tandem with your soul, okay? So just going back to that particular event, that event where it gets you quite triggered, and just noticing whereabouts in your body it's sitting. And I want you to really focus on that part of your body. This is where the actual trapped trauma is currently sitting. Now I want you to notice, how does it feel physically? Good. And you can name these things out loud if you want to, or in your mind, either is totally fine. Now I want you to dive a wee bit deeper. How is this sensation? So you've got the physical sensations. What are the feelings or emotions or even beliefs that are sitting inside that part of your body? There might be things like Might be things like feeling powerless, or feeling really angry, or feeling, unseen or unheard. Just noticing what those feelings are in your body. Good. Now what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to dive into that part of your body a little bit more deeply, and I want you to notice, is there another version of yourself sitting in there? And what I mean is, when you connect with that part of your body, there will be another split off part of you sitting in there. So just connect in and just notice if you see another version of yourself. And what I mean by that is kind of like maybe a child. Usually it's going to be a child, but occasionally it might be an adult, and that's totally fine too. Just want you to connect in. And if you're having trouble with that, just actually ask yourself, if I did know, or if I could see them, how old would they be? And that will actually allow you to bridge that through. Good. So now you're getting a little bit of either an image or a feeling or a sense coming up. I want you to notice, how old are they? And just trust whatever number comes to mind will be correct. There might be an age range. Good. Okay. Now, just notice, what's the scene? Are they at school, or are they at home, or maybe a friend's place, or if they're older, are they at work? Good. So they're probably alone, not necessarily, but they're probably alone. Before we go in and actually speak with them, what I want you to do is I want you to just connect in with them, and ask yourself, how are they feeling right now? Good. What's going through their mind? Good. Good. Okay. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to get you to actually go to this version of yourself. I'm going to assume it's a child. It's not always going to be, most of the time it is. So I want you to go to this child version of yourself. And it's really important that they know that you're there and that you're there to support them. So it might be appropriate to, depending how big they are or how prickly they are, to maybe pick them up or put them on your knee, or it might be just appropriate to sit next to them. So I'll get you to be the gauge of that, but I want you to go to them and I want you to do whatever aligned with you to actually let them know that you're there to support them. Good, well done. Okay. So just remembering back to, you connected in with them a moment ago to see how they were feeling. What I'd like you to do now is I want you to say to them something along the lines of, I know that you're feeling whatever it was that they were feeling. So I know that you're feeling those things. But I want you to know that I'm here now. I see you. I hear you, and I believe you. Because they probably weren't believed either. Good. Now you can say these things out loud or in your mind, whatever you're comfortable with. Now, I want you to say to them something along the lines of, I know that you have things that you want to tell me. What is it that you want to say? Good. Just allow them to have a voice. Great. Okay. So now we need to almost reflect back to them what they've said. So you would say something along the lines of, I know that you feel like it's your fault, but I want you to know it's not. Or, I know that you feel unseen and unheard, but I want you to know that I see you and I hear you. So you need to just play back the phrases that they've said to you, because the purpose of this part is to let them know that they have been seen and heard, and that you that they've been empowered with a voice, and that you are hearing them and you are acknowledging what they're saying. Good. They'll usually start to soften once they know that you are hearing them at last. So I want you to say to them again something along the lines of, now, what has happened or what happened is not your fault. From now on, I want you to know that I am always going to be here to support you, to believe you, to keep you safe, and to love you. Good. Great. And I am always going to give you a voice, and I'm never going to abandon you again. Right. Now I'd like you to ask them again, what else would you like me to know? Good. Good. And again, we will reflect back to them what they've said. So whatever it is they've said to you, it might be that they feel scared, or they feel like they're not good enough if they don't do certain things. Whatever it is that they have said to you, I want you to now play that back to them and let them know that they are good enough, or, you know, from now on you will give them a voice. Whatever it is that will let them know that you have heard what they've said. Good. So the next step I'd like you to take is, I want you to ask them, what do you need to feel good and solid and loved right now? What do you need? Good. Also ask them, what do they need to feel empowered? Okay. So I want you to give them an undertaking that you're going to give them what it is that they need, and again, using those same keywords with them. So if it might be that you're not going to abandon them, or you're always going to be there for them, you let them know that I will always be there for you, or I will always love you, or whatever it is that they're needing to hear, you let them hear that. Great. You're doing really good. You're doing a great job. So now, next part. You will have formed certain patterns around this type of injustice trauma. They would have decided that, you know, that maybe they've decided that they're never going to let anyone get away with anything ever again, or they are that they're better off to back down when there are bullies, otherwise it's going to hurt them. So whatever rules there are, I mean, some others are that they can't trust people, or that they can't speak up, or that no one ever believes them, or perhaps it might be that people always take advantage of me, or I need to prove myself. So just check in with them and just ask them, what rules and patterns have they created around this injustice energy, or around what happens? And you might want to write those down because you'll see those playing out in your everyday life. And you need to actually, we're going to unravel that energetically, but you will have, it will be good if you notice when those habits coming up again and you just simply stop them. It'll be easy to stop because there's no emotional charge behind them. Good. Well done. If you need more time, just pause the audio, or the video rather. Okay, so once you let them know that it is time for them to let those beliefs go, so just name them. It's time for you to let the belief go that you have to prove yourself. You don't have to prove yourself to anybody because I am always going to love you. So you want to say something along those lines to them. So just name the belief and the pattern, and then just let them know that they can let that go because you're always going to be there for them, or whatever it is that you need to say at that point. Oh, you're doing really well, really well. Okay, so I want you to imagine something that I do. You can do your own version of it, that's fine, whatever aligns with you is what's important. But I will often see almost strings, like strings with balloons on them being let go when they're letting the beliefs go. So in the patterns, so to see if that works for you, just allow yourself to see them letting go. Good. Now this next part, you don't have to partake in this if you don't feel comfortable with it, but I found in my sessions that it's really, really empowering to do this, but again, it comes down to resonance. If it doesn't feel right for you to do this, don't do it. Just take a moment to yourself. So when it comes to injustice, basically someone's done something, someone's done something to this little one or this adult. Someone has wronged them somehow. And it's really important for this little one, if they're a child, to be able to actually speak up. And it's usually going to be to the parents, either one of them or both of them, or perhaps siblings or whoever else was involved. It doesn't have to be scary. As far as and I do this a lot, I've never come across an occasion where it's backfired or been intimidating or anything like that. So if you feel called to, my suggestion would be to allow yourself to invite in the other party. And all you need to do is just imagine them standing in front of you. Don't forget, you're standing there with the little one as well. It's ideal if the little one can speak out, but not essential, because at the end of the day, you are the little one, you just got bigger. So that's all good. But just imagine that person sort of standing, not in an aggressive way in front of you, but somewhere, in front of you. Because it's your visualization, you can make them sit down, you can make them look the other way, whatever you need to do to feel comfortable. But this is your opportunity to say the things you needed to say the stuff that you could not say at that time. So it might be saying to them something along the lines of, what you did to me was not okay, what you did to me was unfair, I did not deserve that, or something along those lines. But again, rather than my words, the words need to resonate with you. So just take your opportunity. If you need to swear at them, you swear at them. You just do whatever it is that you needed to do at that time. Often people are a lot more objective though in these processes, but again, it's whatever you need to do. So just go ahead and do it, and we'll meet back here in a tick. Okay. Now, most of the time, the other party that was involved are quite often quite remorseful. Not always, I have to be honest, but most of the time. But just notice how much more empowered you probably feel now having done that. So well done. Okay, so what we're going to do now is let's bring in the healing energy. Now, I always like to start with a violet flame or a violet colour, okay, because a violet transmutes negative energy, and I'm an alchemist, that's what I do, so I use it a lot in my processes. So all we need to do is I want you to notice the violet light coming down on top of this little one, just this beautiful shimmery violet light all around their little head, across their shoulders, down their arms. Just that beautiful violet light coming down through the body. Now I want you to see it settling into your throat chakra and just cleansing and clearing and transmuting the throat chakra. Okay, so we want them to be able to speak up and we want them to be heard. Good. Now just see it coming down through to their chest. And again, just circling in a clockwise direction, that beautiful violet coloured light, cleansing, clearing, transmuting. Good. All those, hurts sitting in there. And now down to their solar plexus. This is important because most of the time the injustice comes down to disempowerment. And so that's around the solar plexus. So let's just really see that violet light cleansing and clearing right into your solar plexus, right around the edges, all the way into the center. Good. That's looking really good. Okay, good. Now down to your sacral. Again, settling into your sacral in a clockwise direction. Down below your belly button, and then now down to your base. Good. And now see that violet light moving down through your legs and out through your feet. Good. And that's in the little one. You might notice when you do this, you'll see violet in front of you as well as the little one, because it says you are the little one. So, okay, I'm going to give you an opportunity now to choose a couple of colours. We're going to end on a yellow and a pink and a gold. Okay, so just choose any other colours that come up for you. What does your little one need right now? So just trust whatever colour comes to mind is what she or he needs. Good. And I want you to notice that beautiful colour coming down to the top of their little heads, around the sides of their face, across their shoulders, down their arms. See that beautiful shimmery light coming down through their chest, down past their solar plexus, their diaphragm area, down towards the sacral, below their belly button, down to their base. And now down through their legs, now through their feet. Good, that's looking good. Great. Okay, and just one more colour, whatever colour comes to mind. Just see that coming down from the top of their head. Good. Down the sides of their face, across their shoulders, down their arms. See that beautiful colour coming down through their chest now. Just notice that settling into each of the chakras as you go down. Just that colour coming down past the solar plexus and down towards the sacral, down to their base. Down through the legs, now through the feet. Good. Good. Great. If you need to do a third colour, just pause the a colour of your own, I should say. Just pause the video and just do a third one. That's totally fine. Okay, so let's bring in yellow now. Yellow is about empowerment, okay, and they've been disempowered, so we want to bring that back into balance. So bring in that beautiful yellow, that sunshine yellow to the top of the head, on the side of their face, across their shoulders, down their arms. So that sunshine yellow settling into their throat, because we want them to feel empowered to speak up. Good. Now see that sunshine yellow coming down through their chest. See it settling into their solar plexus around their diaphragm. Good. So that's where the energy originally comes from. And so that beautiful yellow coming down through the rest of their body, down through their legs and out through their feet. Good. Great. That's excellent. Good. Good. Okay, so let's bring in that beautiful soft pink, which is an unconditional love, with the gold, and that makes divine love. So it's just kind of like unconditional love on steroids. So let's do that beautiful soft pink and gold, just streaming down around their face, around the sides, around their throat, across their shoulders and their arms. So that beautiful soft pink and gold coming down through their body, settling into their heart. Good. Now down through the rest of their body, down through their legs, and out through their feet. Wonderful. So then a beautiful bubble now of soft pink and gold. You'll probably notice they're probably feeling quite sleepy now, which is really common. Basically, these guys have been working really, really hard to, these guys have been working really hard to keep you safe in one way or another. Okay, so now they know that they don't have to do that because you're going to effectively parent for them, or you're going to parent them for them. They don't need to worry about it, so they can finally let go and relax. So that's why they get very tired. So what we're going to do is we're going to shrink them down, see them or imagine them down in a little sphere like this, except of the rose gold. Keep them wrapped up in the rose gold. And I want you to pop them into your heart. And as you're putting them into your heart, I want you to let them know that it's time for them to let go of those patterns and beliefs they talked about before, so they can let those go. And it's time to let them know that what has happened was not their fault, and it was actually not even about them. It was about the other person, okay? And that from now on, you are always going to be there to support them. You will always be there to believe and believe in them. And that you will always be there to keep them safe and to always, always love you. Good, great. And you will always ensure that that you always see them and always give them a voice. It's okay for them to speak up. Good, great. And then just allow them to go into your heart. Good. So we've just shifted them from the other part of your body, possibly your solar plexus or your throat, but wherever it was, we've shifted them into your heart. So they're no longer feeling separate from love. They're no longer feeling afraid. They're no longer feeling wronged. Okay. So just the next step that we're going to do now, just coming back to your body, I want you to notice, we're going to cut some cords here. There's probably going to be some cords to injustice, okay? So I want you to just check in on your body, do a bit of a scan, and just see if you can see or feel or sense any cords. Now, the cords could actually be thin cords, they could be ribbons, they could be chains or pieces of wood, they could be tentacles, they could be anything. So just check into your body and see if you notice any type of attachment coming out of your body that is connected to the feelings of injustice, feeling wronged, being victimized, or feeling powerless. Just give yourself a little bit of a scan there. So you might find you've got cords in lots of different areas. It might just be in one or two. So what we're going to do is, wherever they are, so you might need to pause this depending on wherever they are, okay? If you've got cords like all over your body, in fact, let's just actually do it all over your body. We'll sort it out that way. Okay, sorry. I like to work with Archangel Michael for doing this because this is one of his main roles is cutting energetic cords that are toxic. But if there's somebody else that you prefer to work with, that's totally fine too. So what I want you to do is call in whoever you're going to work with. Again, I'm going to work with Archangel Michael. So if you're working with Archangel Michael, you'll see a massive bright white light. He carries with him a beautiful silver sword. Sorry, my Siri just went off. That's very strange. Right, sorry. So he will have a beautiful silver sword with electric blue flames on it. Okay, and they help alchemize as well. So what I want you to do is I want you to imagine that silver sword, and let's just start at the top of the head, shall we? And we'll just cut away, and we're going to do around the front of the body first, then we'll do the back. So let's just see that sword just cutting away any cords around your head, around your neck, just cutting them away, around your shoulders, down your arms, any cuffs you've got on your arms, any collars on your neck. Just see that beautiful silver sword just cutting them around, see them falling to the ground. Let's see that beautiful silver sword just moving down the front of your chest, just cutting away any cords, down to your solar plexus again, just seeing it cut away any cords, and then any cords just drop into the ground, seeing any cords drop into the ground as the sword moves down to your lower torso, also your base, which is the base of your spine. Just allow it just to cut through there as well, and cut away any cords that you might have to your upper legs and all the way down to your feet. Good. Just run that silver sword all the way down. Great. Now I want you to do it on the back as well. So let's just see that silver sword just moving down the back of your head and around the back of your neck, across the back of your shoulders, just skimming across your shoulders, down your arms. You see that silver sword moving down through your back, all the way down through your spine. There's often a lot around your spine, down through your lower back, over your butt, and then down through your back of your legs, all the way down to your feet. Good. Now I want you to see these cords or attachments. I want you to see almost like a pile of them, and with violet flame just burning the lot of them. Just notice all of them on fire with violet flame, because that's alchemizing and transmuting any of that toxicity. Okay, so let's just get rid of that. You'll see them just turn to soot in a second. Good. Now we're going to bring the violet flame actually down through your body now, just to alchemize where those cords were. So I want you to notice the violet flame coming down from the top of your head, around the sides of your face, all the way around your throat, right around your throat and right around the back. Good. And so that violet flame moving across your the front of your chest, around your shoulders, down your arms, and that violet flame moving all the way down to your hands. We often have cuffs on our hands, keeping us stuck. So that violet flame moving down through our chest, down through our solar plexus, where our diaphragm is, all the way down to our lower torso. So that's violet flame moving down through the top of our legs, down past your knees, down through your feet. Good, great. Now we'll see that violet flame moving down through the back of your head. Wonderful. Back of your neck. Just really concentrate around there, because that's an area around our throat, front and back, that really gets often is quite affected. And just see that violet flame moving across the back of your shoulders, and now down through your back and through your spine, all the way down over your butt, down through the back of your legs, down to the ground. Good. That's really good. Now just to help calm that down a wee bit, because the violet flame is pretty potent, let's bring in some beautiful soft pink and gold. So just see some, I'm looking up now, I'm just seeing beautiful soft pink and gold just streaming down on top of your head, around the side of your face, around your throat, and just notice that beautiful soft pink and gold is really infusing every cell of your being. It's not just sitting on the outside, it's actually infusing your body. Just see that beautiful soft pink and gold moving across your chest, down through the front, all the way down your body, down through your legs, down to your feet. And just see that beautiful soft pink and gold coming all the way down your back now, all the way down your back, over your butt, down the back of your legs to the ground. So you're encased in a beautiful ball of soft pink and gold, which is your divine love, which is very, very potent. Okay. So just notice how you're feeling right now. Just take a moment just to soak it up and notice. Good. So what I'm going to do now is, we won't spend much time in here. I just want you to have the tiniest little peek. I want you to, the event that you used as your trigger, I want you to just think back to what that event was. Just have a tiny think about the event and just see how you feel. Don't go diving right in, but just a little bit of a peek. You should be feeling a lot less charge, if not no charge at all. Okay? Go. If there's charge still there, you probably need to do another process. If there's not, you've probably done it. which is great. So what to expect? Most people will feel quite tired after a process like this because, as I said, you are the inner child. You just got bigger and older. That's the difference. But basically, they will be exhausted because they have been playing out these patterns for their whole life. So to know that they don't need to do that anymore because you're there to look after them, they relinquish control and they just crash. So don't be surprised if you're quite tired for the next couple of days, okay? But that's what's happening. That's why. Occasionally, people, not very often, like maybe once every 20 sessions, somebody might have, in this case, it would be waves of injustice energy come up. Don't think, oh my God, what have I done? You know, I've made it worse. It's not that at all. It's actually just releasing from your body. So just know. So don't fight it. Just look at it and think, oh, it must be some of that injustice energy coming up. Like you might you might find yourself feeling a little bit wronged, or how could they do that to me? Or, you know, you might find yourself feeling a little bit victim-y for a day or two. Probably not, but it can happen. So I just want to let you know. In the event that you're actually feeling really wobbly, like really teary, can't stop crying, all that kind of stuff, do drop me a note on Instagram and let me know that you've just done this process. And I will send you some energy to help smooth it down. Okay, so you don't need to suffer, so just drop me a note. Now, other things you should expect is that you can expect to not carry the same kind of trigger or charge that you once did. So something like, for example, thinking about that particular event, something like that would, you know, each time you recalled it, probably would have made you feel before, is going to lose its charge. And you'll find that injustice energy, like any emotional energy, it holds its own pattern. So you'll find that you're going to be far less triggered, if not triggered at all, around any times that you've been treated unjustly. Okay, so it doesn't just clear the energy for that one incident. It collapses it right across. But as I said before, injustice energy is very deep and it often has a number of aspects. So if you feel like I've still got a little bit of a there, then do the process again. But I would not expect you to have to do this process more than 3 times before this is completely done, gone. Okay, so super, super powerful. It's the same as what I, very similar to what I do with other processes that I use all the time to actually help release and dissolve that type of energy and rewrite those patterns. So you can expect to no longer be triggered the same way that you were before, and also you won't have the same pull to fall into the same old cycles, and those cycles will be those patterns and beliefs that younger version of you had formed. So if you wrote those down, it'll be really useful because you'll see yourself playing those out probably every day. So you'll notice that the opportunities to fall into those patterns will come up again, but you'll notice that you're not feeling overly compelled or pulled into them. Like you could just as easily choose to do something different, and so that's what I suggest that you do. Okay, so we've removed it energetically. Now your job is just to actually sidestep that pattern. So when it comes up, go, no thanks, and choose another pattern. And it will be easy to do so because you don't have that emotional charge pulling you back in. Right. So that was dissolving injustice energy. So I hope that was helpful, and thank you so much for joining me, and I really hope to see you again in future group sessions. Much love.